Lend us your ears. This is the Backwood Sports Podcast with your man Fonz.
And Quan.
Well, how's it going?
It's going all right. A lot of things going on.
Yeah.
Draft day is today.
It's today D-Day. That's what I call it.
Lamar Jackson gets signed today.
He went and got the bag. They said he fumbled the bag. But I declare the man got the bag. But before we get into all of that stuff, remind everybody to go on Facebook and join the War Room. It's draft night, so I know we're going to be complaining, celebrating, congratulating, oohing and ahhing in that War Room. It's on Facebook, so y'all go ahead and join up in there. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, TuneIn Radio now, that's new. All those platforms, go ahead and leave us a rating. We will greatly appreciate it. All right. So now that we got that out of the way, the breaking news. We was gonna go to a different direction. Had all my stuff laid out and everything. I was gonna go in a different direction. Then about it's 5:36 now, recording time. So about an hour ago, the Baltimore Ravens agreed, and Lamar Jackson agreed to a 5-year, $260 million deal with $185 million guaranteed. It took 2 years. It took 2 years and Odell Beckham Jr. for this thing to happen.
I think that's what did it. That's what put the icing on the cake when OBJ came.
I think two things tipped the scales. One, Odell Beckham Jr. Two, I wanted a trade. Those two things tipped the scales. Lamar used all of his leverage, and I applaud him because he did it without an agent. He now has the richest contract in NFL history based off the numbers, and he did it without an agent. I'm impressed. I am impressed. So hats off to Lamar Jackson.
Gamble on yourself. Yep.
Yeah. He gambled on himself. They thought he lost, but he wound up getting the bag at the end. So hey,
he won.
Now all I could do is look at Baltimore and say, what's next?
Building around him.
Now is the time. You have him long term. Now is the time to put the right pieces around him. Now's the time to get him what they gave Joe Burrow in Cincinnati. But we ain't gonna go down that road tonight. This is a time show. So, like I said, big shout out to Lamar Jackson, Baltimore Ravens for getting it done. All right, so we are in the NBA playoffs. A lot of teams have advanced to the next round, which is their conference semifinals, not the finals, the semifinals. It's the series before the final series. All right, so the first two teams that we're going to talk about just a little bit is the Miami Heat and the Milwaukee Bucks. The Miami Heat beat the Bucks by a margin of 4-1. Closed them out on the back of Jimmy Butler.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler had an outstanding couple of games. I think he went 40 points in one, somewhere around 40, between 40 and 46 points. And then he dropped, I want to say, 56 in an overtime winning game. So, hey. Miami.
But they did it without Giannis on the court, so I don't really.
Yeah. You can't.
I feel like they had an advantage. What are the Bucks without Giannis? Just a big team. Giannis definitely give a lot of. His game is very diverse. He brings a lot to the team. He's the star of that team, and he wasn't there. So I blame partially that on them. I mean, it's a possibility that they possibly could have still won with him on the court, but I feel like it would have probably been more entertaining, of course. Of course, Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy Butler is different from regular season Butler. So yeah, he definitely been balling out for the last few games though. So congratulations to the Heat. I don't know how much further they can get in the East, but we'll see.
Well, they will face the Knicks in the second round starting on the 30th.
And I ain't gonna lie, Jalen Brunson, that boy been balling too, and I think that series would be something good to watch as well. Jimmy Butler and Jalen Brunson and Julius Randle and all those guys will be playing. So
Yeah.
I expect that game at least to go to a game 5 or game 6 as well.
Right.
Hopefully, but we should see.
Yep, we'll see. It remains to be seen. So, next, two teams in the Eastern Conference that we're going to kind of hit on a little bit: the Boston Celtics and the Atlanta Hawks. Currently, the Celtics lead the series 3-2. Game 5, the Hawks won by 2, score of 119 to 117. The next game is tonight, actually, at Atlanta at 8:30 p.m.
Big shout out to my bad. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Take it.
I watched that game personally, man. That was a great game. Big shout out to Trae Young for keeping his team in. I do still think Boston will end up winning this series once they decide that they're going to beat the Hawks and isolate Trae Young.
Yeah.
That's the only thing it boiled down to. But big shout out to Trae Young, man. He definitely saved his team and kept him within the series. It's a lot of talk about Trae Young at times about how he's inconsistent and how he doesn't bring enough to that franchise in particularly. Right. And I think he showed that he can ball, which we all knew. But I mean, with a team like Boston, who's well-rounded in almost every area except for maybe center. I'm not too big on Al Horford, but he's an OG of the NBA. I mean, it's a tough challenge, and Trae Young definitely showed up in the second half of that game. Mm-hmm. I mean, played lights out. I mean, just finding open shots, creating open shots for himself, and it was entertaining. So I'm pretty sure. I think they might win tonight for some reason in the playoffs. Home games, typically the home team wins because they show up, especially what's at stake. I mean, of course, if they lose, they're gone. So I think they're going to even play with a bigger chip on their shoulder than usual, and they're at home. So I expect that to be a good game tonight.
Yeah, it has to make it to be a good game. Up next, you have the 76ers. They swept the Brooklyn Nets. We saw that.
Too easy.
We seen it coming. We saw it coming. So
that's too easy.
And of course, they will face the winner of the Celtics Hawks series.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So that's gonna be shaky.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Well, honestly, I feel like whoever wins that, hopefully, I think it's gonna be the Celtics. But yeah, because I wouldn't want it to be the Hawks. They just don't have enough size. Neither team really has an answer for Embiid.
Right.
But yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. Okay. Yeah.
I mean, for historical value, I like to see the Celtics win too.
You're right, yeah.
Next, we have the Cavaliers and the Knicks. The Knicks actually beat the Cavaliers, took the series 4-1. So the Knicks will be facing the Heat, just like we said, on April 30th. The Knicks are a surprise to me. So I know the last time I watched anything or followed anything about the Knicks was when Patrick Ewing was a Knick. So I'm telling my age a little bit.
Wow.
But, I mean, big ups to the New York Knickerbockers, man. Like, for real.
Yeah.
They shocked me. And
who are they playing?
They're going to get the Heat.
Oh, okay. Round. Oh, okay. Because, they finished it off. Okay.
Yeah, so let's go ahead to the Western Conference. The Nuggets
That's where it's at.
Beat up the Timberwolves to the series 4-1. For me, and of course they get the Suns in the second round on the 29th. So that is what?
Tomorrow.
Saturday.
No.
That's Saturday.
Yeah.
Saturday and Sunday. So the weekend will be filled with basketball. I'm not
That's gonna
surprised.
be a good series.
That really is. That is going to be a good one. The next one, which we talked about this a while back. Matter of fact, was it the last show? Either this last show, or the show before last. The Lakers lead the Grizzlies 3-2. There's been a lot of stories coming out that series.
It has with Dylan Brooks and LeBron James.
Yes, and I see the clip yesterday, and LeBron is over it now.
Yeah.
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 I want the Lakers to win. I don't know why, but I want them to win. I guess the historical value, because nothing would probably make me happier to see a Lakers Celtics final, just to bring back that whole rivalry. But whoever wins that series will advance to play the winner of the Kings Warriors series. And the next game is Game 6 Friday night at LA. I don't know, man. I think LeBron got look. I talk a lot of stuff about LeBron now, but you don't poke a bear. You don't poke the bear. I mean, I feel sorry for y'all, Memphis. I ain't gonna front. Y'all the bears, but y'all the ones poking. But
Right.
up next, we have the aforementioned Sacramento Kings, who were a surprise for me, versus the Warriors. Right now, the Warriors lead 3-2. Next game is tomorrow at Golden State. Game 6.
Yeah.
That might be the one to get it. If the Warriors can pull it off, that might be the one to get it.
Oh, they're gonna pull it off. The problem with the Kings was they had the foot on the Warriors' neck. They went back to the Warriors Stadium, allowed them to win, which is expected. Like I said, it means a lot to these players when they see the fans and everything with their colors and they chanting and stuff like that. So they definitely put on a show for the crowd. The thing that's scary about this Warriors and Kings matchup is that, well, first off, you're forcing the Warriors to play from behind, which now they have a game lead on you. So it's just very. They should have just finished them when they had the chance.
They should have.
Now,
they had every opportunity to really close that series out.
But at the same token, the Kings are a young team, a good team. I mean, they was the highest scoring team in the NBA.
They got
but when you're playing the Warriors, who became a dynasty at one point, or was called a dynasty when they went to the finals 5 consecutive years, they know how to win. That team hasn't changed. It only became better with Kuminga and Jordan Poole, and Deontay DiVincenzo. I hope I said that right. So their benches got better. But I mean, it's been a good series. I think it'll at least go. Well, this is Game 6 coming up tomorrow. So I don't know. I don't know.
For me, it could go either way because I'm looking at the scores from the last 5 games, and I see a lot of 2-point games, a lot of 3-point games. The biggest margin of victory was the Kings 114, the Warriors 106.
Right.
Excuse me. Let me take that back. The Warriors 114, the Kings 97. That's like the biggest margin. But you got 126, 125, 124, 116.
It's been a very close series throughout.
It's close. It's really close. And honestly, I really feel like that game could go either way. I feel like it's going to go to Game 7. So that means for it to go to Game 7, Sacramento got to win.
Right.
So, I mean, it could go either way. Last but certainly not least, the Phoenix Suns beat up the Clippers. They took the series 4-1. We seen that coming a mile away.
Yeah, we did. But big shout out to Russell Westbrook, who definitely played great. Maybe that trade from LA was definitely good for him. He's been playing pretty good ball. I'm excited to see. I believe, first off, the Paul George injury was definitely a downer for them. I think they could have competed a little better. I don't think they would have beat the Suns in this series, but it would have been a better series with Paul George. And of course, Kawhi Leonard got injured at like the last game
Yeah.
or game before that. So, but I'm excited to see them back next year. I'm excited for the Suns, though, man. They, with the addition or the acquirement of KD and Devin Booker and the experience of CP3 and a shooting center of Aiton, they can definitely make some noise. I think they could possibly make it to the Western Conference Finals. But it's a lot to be seen. The West is just tough, man. You still got the
West is
Nuggets.
stacked.
The West is just outrageous, man.
Yeah. The West, but you know what? We said it a while back that the West is gonna be really hard to get out of if you really think about it.
Right. Yeah.
All right, so let's switch gears for a hot minute. Let's talk about your guy, the bad man, Mr. Aaron Rodgers is no longer the franchise quarterback of those Green Bay Packers. Cheeseheads, what they called him. He was traded to the New York Football Jets. It's the same path that Brett Favre took. Same thing. So, a little background. So this is the compensation. Let me see. They get a second round pick, a sixth round pick, conditional 2024 second round pick that could be a first round pick if Aaron Rodgers plays 65% of the snaps. That's what Green Bay received. Of course, the Jets got Rodgers in the number 15 and the number 170 pick, so they moved up a little bit in the draft order. Rodgers is in the second year of his contract. It's a 3-year, $150 million contract. And the salary had to be pushed to make, basically he had to go and get that money because New York wasn't going to take that money. The crazy thing, though, is that he could potentially, in next year, have a cap hit of $107.55 million. Excuse me. $107.55 million. That's just one person.
Play, right.
And according to Over the Cap, that is 42% or could be 42% of the salary cap for that entire team.
Right.
So I ask you.
But I mean, if you look at it, I mean, they've already got majority. I mean, with the signings of the receivers and all the other additions that they got, so I mean, they pretty much set. I mean, and the draft is free. So
the draft is for the now and maybe next year. The draft is going to be a luxury. So I ask you a question: what does that do to the AFC East now that one of the bigger dominoes, I'm not gonna say the biggest domino, because it's been a decade since he's been the spinner. What does that do to the AFC East at this point?
Well, I definitely think it puts a lot of pressure on the Miami Dolphins and the Patriots to be able to compete in the division. Yeah. I think it's definitely going to be possibly a three-head race in that. I still see the Dolphins being a part of this, just based off of how they came out last year. But I think it's going to be a lot of stress on the teams that don't have those big names and on that roster. That doesn't really matter. What does that mean for the AFC East? That means, well, first off, it's bad news for Josh Allen, in my opinion. He should have been in a predicament already to have a few titles of that division, which they do. I think they have maybe one or two.
He should have won a Super Bowl.
Should have won a Super Bowl. Well, we're not even going to speak about that. But just in general,
to smooth that over. To take all the pressure off. Because honestly, the team. Let me break it down. See, the Patriots. We're not even going to talk about them because they're irrelevant right now. They in limbo. Miami. They got some pressure, but who's afraid of Tua?
Especially after that concussion mess he went through.
Like it's like his 1 foot out the door and 1 foot on the banana peel at this point.
Right.
The pressure is on the Buffalo Bills. See, now they have a formidable foe because we keep forgetting that the Jets' defense was nice.
Right.
They got the defensive rookie of the year on that team.
False.
And of course they got the what is the offensive rookie, that wide receiver?
Mm-hmm.
So you put in an MVP, Hall of Fame type player like Aaron Rodgers.
Multi-time MVP winner.
Multi-time. His interception, his total interceptions is a hair under 100 for a career. So he gonna take care of the ball.
For a grip.
Listen, Buffalo, you had your chance.
Hey, you know what? I don't think I have to see it. I'm definitely ready for the season now. But
go ahead.
I mean, yes, Aaron Rodgers is there and everything. He's beatable though.
Of course, don't get me wrong.
If you dress in red and gold, I'm pretty much sure you can beat him. So he's beatable. And that's a broad statement. But I don't know, man. I mean, yes, the Bills still have a chance in this division.
They got more
just
pressure.
Come down to playing ball, man. I mean, it's under pressure. Under pressure anytime you add any type of talent or type of player of that caliber to any team that already has pretty much a team. And they already had a young team.
They got a good
but now they have an experienced quarterback who's seen it all, done it all. So he's adding experience to a very important position that they definitely needed in the quarterback. I'm excited for the Jets.
Yeah,
I'm excited for the Jets. I'm not bold enough to say that they'll make it to the playoff. Well, make it to the Super Bowl. They may be able to compete for a playoff. I just don't know. Because of the simple fact, Aaron Rodgers can be very good, and then he could be
mediocre.
Like, so I don't know. We'll see how this plays out. But I mean, it's definitely big time for the Jets, though.
I'm anxious to see how it plays out, but I still believe that it's going to be a lot of pressure on Buffalo to perform, because this is how I see it happening. I see the Jets just shooting out the gate, being gangbusters, just going out mollywopping people. Then towards the middle of the season, you know how everybody come down to earth. So about week 5, week 6, you really see what's going on. But I feel like that pressure is going to be on Buffalo.
And I see it being. Go ahead, finish it.
But look at the Buffalo's defense. I can break it down for you. Buffalo's defense with Von Miller, they look almost unstoppable. As soon as Von Miller got injured, that defense took on a whole nother idea.
Von Miller, he was still there. Why do I feel like it was some type of signing or something with him?
He signed for like 2 years.
Why are you looking that up, though? I would say my perception of it is totally different. I think Buffalo Bills will start off much faster than the Jets, being that it's a fairly new team with a lot of new things going on.
Mm-hmm.
And like they always do, they'll cool off around the around mid-late season, and then that's when the Jets will come and shut everything down. That's how I see it. I see at least like for the first 5 to 6 weeks of the season, I think it'd be pro Bills, and then anything after week 9, the Jets. I think it's just going to take some time for Aaron Rodgers. Well, not really Aaron Rodgers, for the players to get used to Aaron Rodgers.
Right. See, like I told y'all,
it's not an adjustment for him; it's an adjustment for them.
Yeah, because they're not dealing with no. So what's that butt fumble? Mark Sanchez. You ain't dealing with the Mark Sanchez as the goody two shoes. This is the diva Aaron Rodgers.
Right. Yeah. So it's a lot to get used to. I don't think they ever in history has had a quarterback like Aaron Rodgers in that franchise in history.
I mean, Joe Willie Namath, they won the Super Bowl. I'm just saying now that was long time.
That was a long time ago. Bucky naked.
Stupid business started in Africa. All right, rest in peace, Bernie Mac, man. Classic.
Oh, man.
But yeah, I mean, I respect your take on it, but I like it's like the way the Buffalo Bills ended last year. That's still playing in my head because they was not supposed to let Cincinnati get past them. Period. Buffalo, to me, they're overachievers. They they could get there, but they cannot get over the hump. Now they have another obstacle in their way in their own division. Now I ain't even talking about the conference, in their division.
Right, because the conference is stacked now.
The conference is, the AFC is about to be on something.
I'm telling you.
Look,
telling you.
It's like the last two dominoes that got to fall is Joe Burrow and dude from the Chargers,
Justin Herbert. Yeah.
Those two dominoes got to fall. So now Lamar just got paid today, handsomely. Now it's Joe Burrow turn.
They gonna pay him.
Jalen Hurts started the business. He started that.
They overpaid Jalen Hurts, man. Let's be for real, man. Come on, man. 1 year. I think they based that payoff of one good
They based
year.
it on 2 years. They based it off 2 years. Because the year before this past playoffs, they were in the playoffs. I mean, he's a national champion. He got to the Super Bowl. What's next after getting to the Super Bowl? You got to win it.
He ain't going to get back to the Super Bowl. That's what I'm telling you.
I don't know, man. Nah, I ain't going to say that. Because
history proves it. Nobody has ever won that division twice.
Yeah.
Secondly, most of their players are gone. So that roster is,
you know what? That makes
being
sense.
replenished.
That makes sense.
They're not gonna. I mean, they did a good job in locking him. Yes, he's definitely paid a man, and he's y'all franchise quarterback now. But
yeah,
I don't know, man. It's just
now that they paid him as a franchise quarterback, they need to treat him as a franchise quarterback. So now you got to keep putting pieces around him. I mean, honestly, all jokes aside, I see the potential there. But like you said, to your point, there's been a mass exodus in Philly. Everybody leaving every which way. So put the pieces around him. There's still some pieces out there. And then you got a draft coming up in about an hour and a half. You're going to pick 31st, but it's all right. You can move back.
Make it work. You move back, make it work.
Either move back and get some more picks.
Better put some water on it.
You better cook it in grease. That's how it comes.
Telling you.
All right, one more big story, and then we're going to call it. So, a report came out yesterday that there have been some rumors and some discussion that the Ravens and the Cardinals are close to trading wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins.
Holy smokes.
This came from Rita Manfred. She is the NFL chick. She's on Baltimore Media 105.7 The Fan. Shout out to those guys. On Twitter is at the NFL chick.
D.Hop and Odell Beckham?
Let me read the tweet. She said, "All right, so the streets say a D.Hop to the Ravens is close. Trying to figure out draft compensation and money structure to the cap. Hopefully that means the Lamar deal is close too." So now Lamar deal then came out and everything. Then she ends it with,
"Oh yeah, y'all just smiling. I think it's Christmas time in Baltimore."
Look, my man.
I think it's Christmas, man.
The boxer, the fight last weekend, he from Baltimore. He knocked out Garcia. Now this here, boy. What in the world? I can't look. I'm joyful right now. So she said, "Just streets talk, y'all. Time will tell." Then she goes on to say, "Now remember, I said close. It's not a done deal yet. I don't think we'll know for sure until tomorrow," which she put that tweet out yesterday. Tomorrow's the day. But streets say it's real smoke, not a smoke screen. She put out, let me tell you how accurate she is. Okay, there's two people I listen to: Josina Anderson, Rita, and Jeff Schrebeck. I listen to them because when they say something, and sometimes Jay Glazer, I think that's his name, Glazer, whatever his name, from Fox. I do listen to him too because sometimes when he puts stuff out, it happens. She put out a tweet. What was it? Back in 2021 or 20, saying that she heard that from sources that when we was trying to go out to Justin Houston, he said that his main goal was to get to Baltimore, and that came into fruition. I'm like this here. Yeah, DeAndre Hopkins is 31. Well, going to be 31. But that, with the Odell Beckham, with a Rashad Bateman, with a Mark Andrews, and to a smaller degree a Devin Duvernay, and to an even smaller degree with Nelson Aguilar, we still need to do more.
What?
You will still need to do more. You would take that first round pick, get you a receiver.
Oh yeah, but still, I think that would be smart, definitely, because you're either signing aging, or you sound like you already acquired one. Well, no, I wouldn't count him as aging wide receiver.
You got a receiver that had two ACL
injuries,
same leg,
and then D.Hop has injuries too.
He missed a few, like 3 games last year for injury. I'm excited, but I hope we're just not trading for a name. I hope we're just not signing names, because if you signing names, then you back in the same spot that you was in. I applaud the effort. If I had a hat on, I'd tip my hat to you. I applaud the effort, but you still need to do more. Still need to put one more. It's a piece. I don't know where it is, but it's a piece. It's a taste, a piano that needs to be there. But I mean, hey,
I don't know if y'all get D.Hop and y'all got Odell, D.Hop, and Mark Andrews.
And I forgot we had Nelson Aguilar, which I was not excited about that. I was like, ew, no.
I mean, honestly, I don't see where they could be. I mean, outside of maybe acquiring maybe a running back or something.
Don't need running backs. You don't need running backs. Please don't say that. You don't need tight ends because likely that boy about to be a problem.
If those two guys, if Odell and D.Hop, if y'all get them, and stay healthy.
I mean, yeah.
I'm a little nervous for the AFC North. I don't know how I feel about this.
Just do more.
It's all right. So I'm going to do just like we did last time. See, I'm the one that put that hit out on Steve Smith.
Yeah.
That time.
You put that hit on Steve Smith, and they got you about 10 years of misery. Was it worth it?
Well, man. Man.
How you put out a hit on somebody and still lose? I don't get it.
Hey, he's gone.
I mean, yeah, but tail end of his career. That's like the biggest thing. That's what we do. That's what we're known for.
And we always find out who the weak one's gonna be.
Mm-hmm. And while y'all busy finding out the weak ones, laying in mediocrity.
We shall see. But that's big time for Baltimore, man.
I mean, yeah. I mean, Federal Hill is happy. Inner Harbor is happy right now. Park Heights is happy right now. Baltimore County is happy right now. Everybody's happy right now, but I ain't holding out. I'm not throwing no parade. I ain't putting on no purple till I see what we do tonight. Got the 22nd pick. I need to see what we do tonight.
What shall I see?
The 2 pick. This is my desire for the first round. 1 or 2 options. Again, everybody's going after a quarterback. The quarterback class is deep this year. I mean, the headliners are Stroud, Young, Richardson. Those are your headliners. There's going to be some receivers in there. There's some top flight corners in there. You need to replace Marcus Peters. Receiver or corner. I'll be set. I'll go to sleep happy. They come with some bull jive like a safety. They come with some bull jive like another tight end or another running back.
Linebacker.
Or a linebacker, you better not get no linebacker.
That sounds like Baltimore to me.
Yeah, it's a Baltimore move, but I look. Hey, I'm trying to push the needle. This video,
man.
y'all might see this. Look, y'all gonna see this video Friday, but we talking about right now. Don't you all go out there and do no dumb stuff. You need to be talking to your. You need to be talking to your Steelers.
I'm good. I'm just say I'm.
You gonna stay
like we playing blackjack, man. You gonna hit to stay, and I stay. So
I mean,
I'm good.
And that's good. That's good if you either hit or stay. But sometimes you throw caution in the wind. Cause scared money don't make money.
You're right. You're absolutely right. Well, I mean, I'm pretty good with my Steelers at. We didn't acquire some offensive linemen and
y'all are fixing.
Got some few pieces, so we will be all right. Well, we're still gonna be a part of this battle.
The biggest battle. See, people see, and I want you to understand that you're still a fan. I'm a Raven fan. I want you to understand this, and I gotta say this before we go. We shouldn't even be trying to beat up on each other. It's that pussycat team over in Cincinnati.
He smoked with all y'all when those lights come on. Smoke with all y'all.
Listen, it's smoke. It's between them lines, it's smoke all day. It's gonna be a fire.
Smoke with all y'all.
My prayers go out to the people that dealt with that wildfire down here in New Bern. But I got to crack a joke about it. It's a wildfire in between them lines.
I'm telling you.
But at the end of the day, man, like until somebody dethroned them,
Cincinnati.
Until somebody dethroned them, they the man. They done won it back to back twice time.
Ain't nobody worries about them. They ain't bring back no Lombardi with them.
They ain't gonna never get one. They done, I'm about 40 years old.
You gonna live
at least I've been there and won. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's what I'm saying. You know, we the only two teams in the division that say we done brought back something.
I'm just saying we you know us
two, we got a championship pedigree.
You know, ain't got time for no crazy mess. You know, talking about we won the division. Who they? Not y'all.
Right. So ain't
that little slow tail chat. Who they?
Who they? Right. Who is y'all?
Who are they? Like
right. Why y'all theme or mimic a tiger and y'all name the Bengals? Make it make sense.
They ain't no tigers in America.
Y'all should have y'all should have been named Tony. At least that would have made sense.
Because they're great.
Great at losing.
Now, I ain't gonna lie. The hottest thing about the Bengals, that white helmet. I ain't even gonna front.
Yeah, I ain't gonna front. The white tigers.
That all white boy. That just sick boy. But you know, y'all division rivals, so I'm gonna hate on you. Y'all, I don't like y'all.
I like those.
I'm feeling that y'all did good with that. Yeah, but yeah, we could go ahead and call it right now. So, like we said at the top, please join us on Facebook for the War Room. Also, I'm thinking we can start putting some shorts and stuff on TikTok, you know, just the shows and crazy stuff that we do. So we'll update y'all on that accordingly, just like, as they say in church. What is it? Govern yourselves accordingly. But it just came in my head. But if you're listening on any podcast platform that you listen on, if it's Apple, Spotify, TuneIn, iHeart, wherever, we are out there. So, you know, hit us up, leave us a review, because it helps us. It helps us get pushed up. It helps push this show up, and we greatly appreciate it. So the day ones, man, we appreciate you guys, man. You know, y'all been there with us. Y'all being patient with us. You know, ain't nobody come knock on my door talking about, when we gonna do another show? No. So y'all being patient with us, you know. But we appreciate y'all, man. We appreciate the support, and that's all I got. So you got anything you want to add?
Not at all. Hope everybody team draft well tonight, and we'll see what it brings.
Yeah, so we'll see what it do.
I can't wait to see old Coach T get that first phone call to the first round. Ask him a question. Are you ready to become a Steeler?
No, I thought he was going to ask him, do you got good religion? But anyway. This has been the Bad Boy Sports Podcast with your man Foz.
Okay.
And we out, y'all.